So, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Okay, today I want to talk about developing a podcast using Google Notebook LM. So, it has become very easy for us to be able to actually develop some of these applications or some of these products. You can actually be able to develop a podcast using the materials that you have. You have videos, you have PDF materials, you have a script, you have a URL of something that you want to talk about. It has become very easy for us to be able to develop some of these things. Now, today I want to look at the development of a podcast using what I'm calling Google LM. So Google LM is just a product of Google that will help you to actually develop some of these platforms, some of these products. So what you can see there is the Google page. So you can see I've actually opened the Google page and typed Google Notebook LM. So I'll go to this thing here, the Google Notebook LM is there. After going there, I will click on it. After clicking on it, will take me to this page. You can see the page. So I say try Notebook LM. Then after I say try Notebook LM, then I'll come here and say create. I'll come here and say create. Then after that, I can actually load anything that I want to load. If it is a video, if it is actually a video, I can actually decide that I want to develop a a podcast using a given material. So I can decide that I'm going to use maybe a file. So I'll come to my desktop. Then I look for a file, a good file. I'm just looking for a file that I can be able to use. Maybe a good example. I don't know this PDF is all about what, but maybe I can be able to use it. I don't know whether I have another one that I can use. So these are some of the things that I have used. So take an example. I will decide to use these notes of mine on markets. Then I click there. So you can see it is loading the notes on the market. So I want to make a podcast where two people will be talking about it. So then you see it has actually taken the materials. This is the material that it has taken. So I come here and do generate. Then after doing the generation, then the next thing I'm waiting, you wait for some few minutes. You wait for some few minutes, and then we will hear, or we'll actually see what type of a product that we are going to get from that. We are actually going to see the type of a product that I'm going to get from that. So we are waiting to see. We are waiting to see what is going to happen. So I'm waiting to see what kind of a product that I'm going to get from what I'm doing, the podcast that I'm talking about. So it takes some few minutes. It is not something that just actually it takes some few minutes. So that is what I'm waiting. So it is still trying to look for the network. It is still trying to complete the product. It's not something that is as simple as as we think. So what happens is that it takes some time. It takes some time before it is finishing going through the material that you have given it. So after the finishing, what you're going to get is you're going to get a whole podcast talking about what we have actually developed, the podcast that we have developed. So that is how it works. So what it means is that you can actually be able to make a podcast. You can be able to make a podcast, a whole podcast using Google LM without any problem. And actually what happens is that this podcast, you'll hear two people doing what we call talking about you have given them. So you'll hear two people talking about what you have given them. So this, I remember I've said that you go to create, then you get the material, the source of the material. In fact, I've just come here and I've put the material from my PDF. I can even put this one and even put that one. Then after that, it is going to download the material. So you can see it downloading the material. So I want to see the material because I don't even know what the issue of the tariffs. Then after you have gotten the material, then what you need to do is to just come and generate. You can see it is generating. It is generating the materials. So I want us to hear what kind of a podcast that we can actually be able to get from that material. Remember, it is not something that is easy, so it takes time. So you can see it is still trying us to synchronize that material and doing what it is supposed to do. So the challenge with this podcast is that Google has not been able to make it possible for our own voices to be used. And therefore, what has been happening is that they have been using two voices of a male and a lady for all the podcasts that you want to make. But I know that is only a challenge that they have right now. So in the future, I know they are going to do much more by maybe adding a feature that can help you to use your own voice. So you can see it has completed. So maybe we can listen to what